Have I ever told you that I find tattoos on women incredibly attractive?
Have I ever told you that I find most humans physically and morally repulsive?
Good to know.
Hey, Commander. We need to talk. Dreams. You get them? Yeah, this is a Grey Warden thing, huh? Why didn't anyone tell me? In my dream, I saw one of those bloated, vomit-smeared broodmothers, and it had Hespeth's face. You remember Hespeth, don't you? Bronca was there, and whispered, "It's time!" And Hespeth screamed, and 1,000 darkspawn burst from her. Then the darkspawn surrounded me and started talking, asking me if I would like lemon in my tea. And could I please teach them to read and write, and one of them kept repeating, "Where's the baby?" And that's when I woke up. Usually they accuse me of the opposite. Thanks for listening, Commander.
All rise. The Warden Commander and Liege Lord of all Amaranthine enters. I've held it off as long as I could, but you hold the right of high justice on your land. Certain matters of court must be decided. By custom, the claimants make their case to you. I'll advise you after, then you rule. The Seneschal of the Vigil can hold court as well, if the Arl commands it. Be seated. The Warden Commander will first hear the matter of the Crown against the sheepherder Alec.
On behalf of the Crown, I submit that Alec stole 2 bushels of grain bound for the garrison in Amaranthine. When confronted by soldiers, he confessed. The punishment for theft from the Crown is death by hanging.
What say you, Alec?
My sheep were slaughtered by the Darkspawn. My family was starving. I asked for mercy. Commander, mercy.
The poor bugger. Had he stolen from anyone besides the Crown, he'd escape with a flogging.
Thank you. Thank you.
The next matter is of a civil nature. Lady Liza Pacton is the sovereign of Terns Down. She...
I prefer to speak for myself. The old Earl Rendon Howe made certain promises to me. Some of these he committed to paper. I was given the right to the incomes of the Southern Bridge.
And what part did you take in Howe's conspiracies, Liza? To get such a fruitful prize? I am Sir Darren, and it is my land she seeks. Taken from me because I was one of the few nobles who stood against Tern Logain.
Commander, Sir Darren is an ally, and Amaranthine has precious few who support you wholeheartedly.
If there's any hope of persuading more nobles to your cause, you must be fair-minded.
Ban Esmerel will hear of this.
The commander has spoken. The matter is resolved. Bring in Sir Temele the Ox.
Sir Temele stands accused of a murder most foul. You and your men came upon Sir Tamra in the dead of night and did cravenly ambush her. You dare too much, Captain Garavel. I am noble-born and will not submit to your accusations. You are accused of murder, sir. My soldiers found you fleeing while Sir Tamra's blood was still hot. There's a great deal of traffic on the roads, not all of it human. And it's so dangerous at night. We were merely in a hurry to reach a nice, safe place. You mock this court with your denials. You have nothing, Captain. Release me, Commander. It's this common lout's word against mine.
You will recall Sir Tamra as the knight who warned us against the conspiracy. Sir Temele was a confederate of Al How. Only some blood on their clothes. A sadly common sight on travelers these days. Besides that, nothing. The captain looked into the matter thoroughly. I fear you're correct. There'd be some outrage. There's no love for the Ox, but he's a noble. With such scant evidence. But you are within your rights to execute him. If he's innocent, I'm the Empress of Orlais. But it's possible, I suppose. What is your will?
But you can't.
Oh, but the commander very much can. This session of the Arling's court is over. And Maker help me. I hope the next one is easier than this.
You know, I'm actually not the first How to be a Grey Warden. Following in my grandfather's footsteps, more like. His name was Padric How. He joined the Order before it returned to Ferelden just after the war. Never contacted his family again. Just vanished. Now that I know about the joining, I think he died. I know that now. Father always said he was a horrible man for abandoning the family to join a pointless cause. I grew up ashamed of my grandfather. But now I see his bravery. That will take some getting used to. My father often forgot that nobility has another meaning. You know, my grandfather had a bow passed down from his grandfather. I wonder if it's still around. At any rate, we should probably get back to it. There are Darkspawn to kill, I'll bet. Somewhere.
Commander. Oh, I hope they fare better than Sir Myri. I'll make the preparations. From this moment forth, Velana, you are a Grey Warden.
Then let it be.
She yet draws breath, Commander. She will recover.
What's the point of having walls? I'm just as cold in here as out there.
Ooh, I think a blister on my foot just exploded. So, what about it, huh? Huh? I was thinking about my plan for a grand fleet of Mabari chariots. Talked to your dog about it once. Didn't seem impressed. Thing is, the Grey Wardens could use a snazzier image. Everyone thinks we're a grim stick-in-the-muds. Oh, and the ladies love them chariots. Oh, yes.
Oh, I've always wanted one of these. Oh, I've always wanted one of these.
You shouldn't have.
I am touched. Thank you. Thank you. This is a lovely gift. Thank you so much. I envy you sometimes. Even the youngest human child knows of at least a dozen heroes of legend. These tales are taken for granted. They are so abundant. Oh, it makes me angry sometimes. We Dalish have lost most of our history and our legends. What we do remember, we hold dear. But does a human child value the tale of the Paragon Aidukan as much as he does Dane and the werewolf? Stories connect us to our past. They shape a people in profound ways. Without them, we are lost. I just wish I could do something to restore this lost part of our soul. Now you're just being ridiculous. Let's get on with the day. Thank you. This is a lovely gift. What? This book is empty. Why have you given me this useless object? Fill it with what? Recipes for roast boar and pudding? Stories? For the... Oh, that's the silliest idea I've heard. But brilliant at the same time. The Dalish will never recover what we've lost. It may be time to start creating tales anew. Perhaps one day, they will be what connects my children and their children to their past. To me. I see now that this is a gift to be treasured, and I thank you. Yes.
Yes.
You arranged for quite the welcome for us, didn't you, Commander? Not that I mind. Gave me a chance to do some proper testing. Oh, kind of you to notice. That was my work. The name is Dworken Glavenok. Some call me Dworken the Mad.
That don't ruffle my beard, though. You have to be a little mad in my line of research. I developed these particular formulations, but it's the Kunari who perfected the art. That just gets in my craw. Sullen, ashen-skinned giants shouldn't be allowed to outsmart dwarves. So, I've been conducting experiments on lyrium sand and other volatile ingredients. If you got a mind to, aye. We used up all the explosives on those darkspawn. I can make more, but I'm out of lyrium sand. Lyrium dust is all over the place, but that's too fine. Dust's good for fuses, but not the boom I'm looking for. With real lyrium sand, I can set the lads to work. Wonderful. We can start making more explosives.
Warden, before you let my brother blow himself to little bitsies, tell him to be careful.
Don't listen to Foldrick. I know what I'm about.
And how many apprentices have you lost? 3? No, 4?
We'll know the risks. If we succeed, our names will go down in history. Aye, Commander. Thanks for your help. Please, take these. Use them to give those beasties a what for.
Trade here is good. Thank you.
You're back. You need anything? Oh, this will help a great deal. Wade, the commander found a silverite deposit.
Armor and weapons could be made with this.
Commander, if you like, we could outfit your men. It wouldn't cost you anything, but some soldiers would have to guard the miners.
So I'm to make armor for all Amaranthine's rabble? Heren, you abuse me so, it's unconscionable.
Commander's orders.
Fine, fine, I'll work. But I want a challenge one day. Something to sink my teeth into. Psst, psst, Warden. Haren is content to let me craft away in obscurity under dreadful conditions. Never a care for the art of crafting. But you're not so dreadfully common. Exactly. I want to make wondrous things, things a dwarf and craftsman would appreciate. If you come across any fantastical materials, could you perhaps visit old Wade?
Wade, what are you about?
Oh, nothing, nothing. Remember, fantastical materials. Yes, Commander? Let me see. Oh, amazing. This might be heartwood. I'm not exactly sure. The Dalish elves are so prickly about sharing. If I were allowed to experiment with this, I might be able to make a bow. Or a shield, yes. I can't do that right now, you understand. Here's a list of materials I need. They may be a trifle hard to come by, but you must get them.
Warden, I did warn you about the stone in these parts. Human masons will use whatever's at hand, but for proper walls, you need proper stone. The nearest quarry has some miserable slate nonsense. I need proper granite. The darker the better. I don't suppose, you know, in your travels... Splendid. But I can't risk my men to darkspawn attacks. You'll have to send soldiers to secure the site. You can't neglect your stronghold. If the vigil falls, where would that leave your lands? Merchants and farmers aren't much against an army of darkspawn. Thank you, Commander. The Vigil will not fall, I swear it.
So you not only gave up on killing the Grey Warden who murdered your father, you actually joined the Order.
Are you trying to pick a fight, Velana? Baiting me like this is juvenile.
I just wanted to know how you felt.
How do you feel knowing you murdered all those people because you were too arrogant to check your facts?
Warm and fuzzy.
You're a terrible person. And your ears are clownish.
What? Who's juvenile now? I should hate her, but I don't. I can respect a woman who fights for freedom and justice. I can look past petty hatred when I have reason to. She freed the elven slaves. Funny, isn't it? Andraste fought a tyrannical empire, only to have her followers become one themselves. People with power never fail to abuse it, even those with good intentions. No! I seek justice for my people, and that is all. We would not be like... I wish to end this conversation. Let us be on our way.
I don't mean to alarm you, Commander, but it's possible there are still Darkspawn in the Vigil. Let me explain. You know Dworkin? That mad dwarf's bombs shook the whole keep. Some of the deep cellars caved in. I suspect that there are pockets of Darkspawn below, trapped. In time, they may dig their way out. We have men who can unearth the rubble at your command. Whenever you're ready, I can take you to the basements. Straight away, sir. Here we are. The Vigil goes deep. Real deep. The hallways down here have been crumbling for years and decades. And that blasted Dworkin's explosives didn't do the structure any favors. I don't know, but no one saw the Darkspawn approach on the surface either. Maybe they found a way to attack from below. No one knows. The Vigil's always been here. Since the barbarians, they say. Who knows what's at the bottom? You heard the commander. Put your backs into it. This is where you come in. Who knows what's up ahead? We'll be back here.
You believe that your ancestors used to be immortal.
I don't believe it. It's true.
How do you know?
Why would the elders lie?
Why, indeed. Dryar. She was like a mother to me. We must save her.